Cloud Babies, Elevation Nation. I don't even need to introduce myself. My name is Ho. No, I'm joking. Yo, say it ain't so. Math Hoffa, is it over? Is my expert opinion over? Come on, Cloud Babies. Damn, that was my guy, yo. Shout out to Math Hoffa, yo. But today, he got called out, Cloud Babies. Right? From what I've heard and what I've seen, it's not looking good for Math. Now, Math is saying that my expert opinion is technically kind of over because he doesn't have the barbershop. This is what's going on. This is what's happening right now, all right? Just because I'm in Australia, that doesn't mean I'm not up to par. I'm up to par. I'm ready for it too. So you tell me, with all the revenue streams you think Math will have because of a hit show, you tell me he's going broke. He's not going broke. There's no way. There's no way he was flaunting. He was flaunting. We saw him, Cloud Babies. He was flaunting with the fur coats, huh? We saw him with the off-whites. That was off-white before the off-whites. Yeah, I saw him. It was crazy. But, yo, Cloud Babies, listen, man. I know Math personally, so it's no hard feeling. This is content. I cannot believe this guy saying that he's broke. So Joe Budden was doing his live talking about the situation in regards to Math Hoffa, right? That the shop is going broke, all the above. And for some reason, Math decided to call. And this is how it play out. This is a box narrative story, by the way, babies. If you don't know what a box narrative story is, we're going to start at the end where we at right now. And I'm going to rewind it to how it started so we can see the downfall of Math Hoffa. This is sad, man. Let's go.
Yo.
Mr. Budden.
Yo.
How you doing, sir?
I'm on air, so don't say nothing crazy. We got one of my former favorite podcast hosts on the phone, Math Hoffa.
Why you said former?
The streets is saying that it's over. It's no more my expert opinion, and that was one of my favorite shows.
Is there any type of lines that you don't cross in this media space?
Me or in general?
You.
Hell no.
Yes. Yes. Of course. I don't play certain types of ways with the niggas I love and fuck with and appreciate and have reciprocity with. I don't play games with niggas like that. I don't do that. I'm against that. It's against everything I stand for. It's against my character. It's not in my wheelhouse. It's not in my moral compass. But then there's niggas like you, who I love, but have gotten froggy in the past few years in terms of, just having over people that smelled oppy to me, asking them questions that I didn't love all the way. You remember all those times I text you and said, I see you?
It smelled oppy? Who are you talking about?
It don't matter. But remember all those times when you was doing your pod with niggas I hate, and I would hit you to say, hey, no harm, no foul? Do you remember that?
If the nigga been on your show before, you don't hate him. Stop it. Stop it.
Well, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
I can take a guess.
You might guess wrong.
Okay,
I'm just saying, once people I love show me that they are down to play a certain way, I go to Chuck E. Cheese. I love playing. Playing is my favorite thing to do. You can't play and then get your fucking lights cut out, nigga. Are you crazy, Math?
You thought I was playing?
I'm saying the story can't end like that. You had to know that somebody was gonna say, hey man, when you cut that flashlight on, you knew that the next time I got in front of a mic, I had to say something, no?
Well, it's all content, isn't it?
Not if you stop filming.
If you guys want to listen to the full call, make sure you guys go to Joe Budden's Patreon. But looks like Math Hoffa is not giving up, and I gotta give him props for it.
Shout out to Chicks Move. That's where I get most of my information, because I'm still in Australia, Cloud Babies. You know what I mean? I'm still here having a good time. So all of that happens, right? And this is how it started. About 2 years ago, when Esso and Heineken left, I think this is the main downfall of how this whole thing started. Watch this.
I got on that show in January of 2022
Yep.
with 262,000 subscribers.
Yep.
When I stopped getting calls, he was at 614,000 subscribers within 8 or 9 months. The proof is in the pudding, bro. You've been doing this, and 262,000 is a phenomenal number, right? But 300,000 and change more
in 8 months.
Is an even more phenomenal.
I was
number.
there.
why is he-
And I was there at 15,000. So what we talking?
Joe,
It don't make
like, yo, what's up with the money? We signed the contract.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. Did y'all have paperwork?
He broke the contract 50 million times, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a manager in the business.
See, I brought that up because it's showing you that Math did not have a very good business plan when he started this thing. And that was the problem right there. Having a hit show, that doesn't mean anything if the business is not there. That's the foundation. Like, he did not have a business objective, a team structure, a content strategy, a revenue stream. Like, how are you gonna make all these numbers on YouTube and still did not have like sponsorship? Like, you tell me you cannot find a couple of sponsorship. That's what would have helped you pay for all those guys I was there. You know? We could have get money from live shows, licensing, affiliate markets, all of that. You could have made mad money. So him saying that he's broke, I don't buy it, man. Like, he really went and spent damn near a couple of $1 million on himself eating Chinese food. Like, this is crazy.
He never even sent us our contract back signed. And I called him back. I said, he's not doing that because he's trying to do something slick. He wants to do a deal. He wants to try to say, yo, they don't have a contract or they do have a contract, whichever way it works on his side. But he doesn't understand once you breach a contract, all bets is off. That's how it go. You know what I'm saying? I'm a businessman.
There's only one person that don't want to make it work because he told a different lie to everybody, and he don't want his lies coming together.
He hung up the phone on us. He canceled the dinner when we was on the way.
We was on the west side.
Listen, bro.
Yeah, just bad business move. There's a lot of mistakes that he made over the years. That was just like 2 years ago. Like, let's not even talk about like 4 years ago when he was doing more craziness. So he was saying that the shop is closing because of they shut off the lights and stuff like that. Here, Bigger said it's because it had a shootout in front of the business, in front of the barbershop.
To rewind that,
Pay attention.
Do you think the
the landlord got you out of there because niggas is coming in front of your store busting shots? Fuck Math Hoffa. Blow, blow, blow. Y'all want to know the truth?
That's the truth.
There go the truth.
He ain't racist.
Ain't no landlord racist. Ain't nobody keeping you there. You got niggas coming to the shop. Blow, blow, blow in front of the shop, nigga. You got guests and your co-host running in the back on the floor, getting on the deck, running for shared life, while the gunman is at the door.
Oh my God. Nigga.
Where y'all at, niggas? Bitch ass niggas, where y'all at? What the fuck that happened when I was there?
I was not there. I don't know nothing.
I didn't ask that. You did that.
Yeah, the audio is really bad. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is, like I said, this is a box narrative story. We started from where we at to how we got there. You know what I mean? So now we're going to go down to how Flacco break this down, because Flacco does do a good job. Hit him or love him, he does do a good job breaking stuff down. So, which one is it? Confront. Watch this. He did do a good breakdown.
Will go out of their way to spite each other whenever the other person is in some controversy. And when one person get upset at the other for interviewing their ops or covering their downfall, the other excuse would be, well, you cover my downfall and interview my ops so I can do it. This is like the weirdest frenemy situation in the industry right now. But this time around, Math Hoffa confronted Joe Budden live on his podcast for essentially dancing and celebrating his downfall. During the episode, Joe Budden was discussing Math Hoffa announcing that he's having money issues and his podcast may be coming to an end due to his money issues. And Joe was in the best mood I've ever seen Joe in. He was sounding the bullhorn every 20 seconds. He was playing R&B music. He was laughing. Joe was having a good old time. You wouldn't think that Math Hoffa and Joe Budden were quote unquote frenemies. The way Joe Budden was celebrating, bruh, it's as if he was now comfortable announcing that Math Hoffa was a op. A lot of you guys may already be aware, but for those who aren't, let's just rewind a little bit and take a look at the Math Hoffa video where Math Hoffa announced that he's going broke. He's having financial issues. Now, Math Hoffa would say that Adam22 encouraged him or motivated him or inspired him to come out and speak openly and candidly about the financial issues he's currently having.
I spoke on this on the stream yesterday and, mentioned, Adam and, how after COVID, he probably thought, things were sweet. There was a lot of shit moving and all that, and how it kind of gassed a lot of people. I would say it gassed me also. I definitely got caught up in some financial issues and all that. But regardless, I tried to keep the shop and everything running, right? But I'm going to break down to y'all a situation that I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with this for a little while, and now it's gotten to the point where we don't know what's going to happen with the shop. Just keeping it 100.
He would also break down how a lack of knowledge got him in some huge financial issues. He started a media company without any knowledge or know-how on how to run a media company or any company that is. He went straight from the block.
That's what I'm talking about. He went straight from the block, you know what I mean, to a major successful business. It has no idea how to really maintain it, how to set goals and stuff like that. Even like a financial projection, I doubt he even had that. He was just on the whim with it. Although he's been successful after all these years, you tell me he's going broke? There's no way, yo. There's no way.
Battle rap to having a huge company that he really couldn't manage. Like, for example, he had people who he would pay, employees, people who was on the podcast with him, 1099 independent contractors, and he would just give them cash or pay them through Cash App with no type of real accountant. So those...
What's the problem there? I know everybody that's watching this is like, come on now. What's the problem there? You need a W-2 form. You need a W-9 or whatever it is. I'm not in the States anymore. I haven't been in America for like the past 13 years. I'm in Australia. But I know you need a W-2 form. Like, how are you going to claim your taxes? How are you going to get all that money back? Because those guys, they're not going to report it. Son, come on.
Those people weren't reporting that they were receiving income through Math Hoffa. So Math Hoffa would say that right there stuck him with a huge tax bill that he couldn't afford.
It was like a block clicking for me. And a lot of the deals and the situations that I got involved in weren't sound paperwork-wise. Paperwork-wise, it wasn't sound. It was more of like, I trust you, we're going to do this. I trust you, we're going to do this. You know what I'm saying? Not really forming contracts and all that.
Yeah, see, he was trying to be a one-man team. Like, he needed a marketing strategy. He needed a revenue stream manager, somebody that's going to do that for him. Like, a whole production team. Everybody play their own part. Marketing, sales, admin. He need all of that separately from himself, where he could just focus on booking the artist or whoever he's interviewing. That's what he should have just done. But instead, he's from the streets, selling dimes, I guess. I mean, that's my guy. We used to be Israelites together. I'm not hating, Matt. This is content, all right?
Like, even the guys that I fired or whatever, and they go around complaining.
And how are you gonna fire them if you don't have a contract? So technically, you did not fire them. That's why they could just walk away like that.
Like little and all that. At the end of the day, even the W-9s and all that, they stuck me with that. You know what I'm saying? All the bread that I was paying them, they stuck me with that.
And that's your fault.
These motherfuckers that they ain't telling you that they got paid. You think they telling the government? You think what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. I said that before.
So there's a lot of things that I had to learn in this process, just learning and learning and learning and learning.
All the bad decisions, all the mistakes essentially led to the podcast not being that profitable. they was barely getting by. It was like running like a week to week, like a 9 to 5, right? Like, yo, you live paycheck to paycheck. And that's what exactly Math Hoffa was going through. So when you live paycheck to paycheck, we have
No,
another
he had to
installment
at
in
least
this
be
Joe
making.
Budden and Math Hoffa.
He had to at
Process is
least
learning
be
and learning and learning.
making money from it. The revenues from YouTube alone, from the absence, he would have been making a good bread from that. He was just not using the money, funding the money properly. That's what it was. It wasn't just barely getting by. There's no way. If you look at the numbers on his YouTube account, all of them is like above like 120, 130. That's damn near like, think about it, that's damn near like 5-6 grand each of those videos. If not more.
All the bad decisions, all the mistakes essentially led to the podcast not being that profitable. They was barely getting by. It was like running like a week to week, like a 9 to 5, right? Like, yo, you live paycheck to paycheck. And that's what exactly Math Hoffa was going through. So when you live paycheck to paycheck, you can't really afford unexpected expenses. And that's exactly what happened. So Math Hoffa was subleasing the space through somebody else because he couldn't either lease the space or, you know, he just didn't have the good credit. He didn't he just couldn't lease the space out himself. So he went through a sublease. Now, the person who was subleasing it, they gave Math Hoffa an electricity bill. Now, the electricity bill was upwards of $7,000. Math Hoffa straight up said, I'm not paying this, bro. We film 2 or 3 times a week. Why is it this high? It doesn't make sense. I'm not paying it. That led to the person to cut off the electricity completely.
So this electric bill, which continue to grow and get sky high. Peep this, y'all. And I refused to pay it because it didn't make no sense. Something was wrong. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I'm stuck in between the war that's going on between these two people, right? So, the person I lease from decides, I'm gonna cut this shit. But she don't tell me nothing. That's the ill part. She don't tell me nothing. Nothing. Come to find out, the day that she cut the power here, what y'all think happened? What y'all think happened?
Can you guys hear me?
Also cut the power in different areas in the building.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
So now the super is like, yo, what's up with the electricity? The power here. It also cut the power in 2 years, like 2 years, without a problem. It's just, you keep coming up with these extra numbers, and I'm like, is she scamming me? Like, what's going on? Come to find out.
Yo, they have homie. No way.
Here.
Why did he even do this interview like that? What? The antic behind it make him look bad. Why did you do that? Like, seriously.
It also cut the power in different areas in the building.
When they cut the electricity for the barbershop specifically that Math Hoffa filmed out of, it turned off the electricity for the entire building, which is how Math Hoffa then figured out, oh, my electricity bill was so high because somehow, like, the meter that was for my barbershop was apparently
See, if that's true, that's not fair. He could take that to court and easily be solved, if that is true. But I think there's more to it. I think there's more to it. For example, that like the owner is like, look, I want the shop to open while you guys are not doing your podcast. Because if you say you only shoot like 3 to 4 times a month, you have all those times where we could earn different types of revenues. That's where Math was not smart about that. You know, the business owner, he just want to make money. He or she, I don't know who it is. They just want to make money. I don't want you to just shoot a podcast, and then if you're not even paying those guys properly, you're probably not paying me properly either. You're probably way behind, you know? Like, enough is enough. Like, I love Math. Math is my nigga, but, like, come on, dude. You got to stay up to par when it comes to business like that.
feeding the entire building electricity, and I was being charged for the entire building electricity. So, again, it's entirely unfair to Math Hoffa, right? You shouldn't be paying for the light bill for everybody else in the building. Right, so that was out of Math Hoffa's control, to be honest. However, bro, all the other stuff and not really having an emergency fund, that's on him. So they shut down production, they shut down filming, and Math Hoffa essentially became like the laughing stock of like New York YouTube, bro. All right, almost every content creator in YouTube was laughing at Math Hoffa. Now, Joe Budden, being somebody who was pro-creator, being somebody who has known Math Hoffa for years, one would expect for Joe Budden to be a little bit sympathetic, but Joe wasn't, bro. Joe came on his podcast and damn near threw a parade that Math Hoffa was going through tough times.
Something happened with the barbershop where I guess he said something about the light bill was 7,000.
In life, for me, I'm talking about me and indicators and things that I use as signs and ways to identify when I need to get the away from people in the world.
Oh no.
And one of those signs for me is when there's always a story. That's it. That was the punch. When you see me at the bar for 10 years and every time I see you, it's a story about something going on in your life that involves a lot of words, I leave you and judge. So Math is that for me. When he lost SO in them,
Bringing the screen down.
I ain't say nothing. But he did, and it was a lot of words. I wasn't that invested. And then my man, the Supreme Muslim.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Joe on this aspect too. The fans, we don't care about your financial problems. We just want the content. That's it. That's all we care for. So you bringing the business to the public like that, we all gonna like look at it like and look at you different. Like, come on, we thought you had that. Like, there's certain things you don't release. It's only content if you put it out there.
You talking about
Super Muslim. What's my man? You know my name, bigger. I didn't say nothing in either, but he did, and it was a lot of words. And then Champ left.
The advice within itself wasn't a bad one. Bro, you're 40 years old. Why is your life this chaotic? I don't speak to people with a chaotic life. Which, yo, me too. Me too, bro. Listen, bro. Yo, if I'm watching you online or let's say in person, and it's another issue after issue after issue after issue, one day you in jail, the next day you and your baby mama going back and forth, the next day you got this going on, the next day the kids, it's like, bro, I live a simple life. My life is very simple. So if you have that much going on, So that's what Joe expressed. He told the truth about Math Hoffa. Math Hoffa didn't like this. So Math Hoffa actually called into the Joe Budden podcast to confront Joe about this live.
Yo.
Mr. Budden.
Mr. Budden.
How you doing, sir?
I'm on air, so don't say nothing crazy. We got one of my former favorite podcast hosts on the phone, Matt.
Yo, Joe better be careful, man. Math is known to slap niggas around for fun, yo. If Math is hungry, not even angry, hungry, like he's hungry, he need food, he'll smack you up. So Joe, be careful, man.
Math Hoffa.
Why you said former?
Because it's former.
This guy.
You still...
This guy.
I've been watching Mecca everywhere. He said it's over. He said,
Mecca said it's over?
No, I'm lying on Mecca. I'm lying on Mecca, but the streets is saying that it's over. It's no more my expert opinion, and that was one of my favorite shows.
Lies.
Well, I called you about the generator, and you ain't pick up.
I didn't see you call. I just saw an Instagram post that I didn't like. Not didn't like as in didn't like it, but didn't double tap, I'm saying.
Is there any type of lines that you don't cross in this media space?
I tell everyone that I'm close with, I tell Adam this, I tell Brick Baby this, Academics this, I tell all my friends this, man. Everybody who I genuinely like, listen, if you are content, I gotta do the content. I gotta talk about it. But from my perspective, I'm going to try not to do something that I believe is damaging to you. I'm not going to just kick your back in. I'm not going to lie or slander you. I'm not going to defame you. But if my audience care about the subject and the subject is you, I'm going to talk about it. If I ever have to choose between my audience and a friendship, I'm choosing my audience 10 out of 10 times, right? Because I owe it to the people who made me me. I owe it to the people who allows me to retire my mama, who allows me to live a good life. I owe it to them. So if I have to choose between my audience and you, I'm choosing my audience 10 out of 10 times. 100%. So for me, is my limits to content would be if something isn't going to destroy you, if it's not detrimental to you, if it's not going to cost you, let's say, your freedom and you're my man's, I'm going to cover it, bruh. All right. Now, that rule completely changes though. If you're somebody who also has a platform and you don't exercise the same restraint for me, and you're bringing on my enemies, and and you're talking about me every day on your podcast in a negative light, beating my back end, well, that rule then goes out the window, and I'm gonna reciprocate whatever I get from you. So in this case, Joe Budden feels 100% justified in talking about Math Hoffa before calling Math Hoffa, because Math Hoffa has had on, I don't know, D1, Hurricane Chris. Bro, he had on mad people who, like, the entire objective of being on that show was to talk about Joe Budden.
Me or in general?
You.
Hell no.
Yes. Yes. Of course. I don't play certain types of ways with I love and with and appreciate and have reciprocity with. I don't play games with that. I don't do that. I'm against that. It's against everything I stand for. It's against my character. It's not in my wheelhouse. It's not in my moral compass. But then there's like you, who I love, but have gotten froggy in the past few years in terms of, just having over people that smelt oppy to me, asking them questions that I didn't love all the way. You remember all those times I text you and said, I see you?
It smelled oppy? Who are you talking about?
It don't matter. But remember all those times when you was doing your pod with niggas I hate, and I would hit you to say, hey, no harm, no foul? Do you remember that?
If the nigga been on your show before, you don't hate him. Stop it.
When you cut that flashlight on, you knew that the next time I got in front of a mic, I had to say something, no?
Well, it's all content, isn't it?
Not if you stop filming.
Facts.
It's content if you continue to film. But now you filming on the phone, like in parks. No, nigga. You can't let the lights getting cut out get you off your ding. You got to continue to do it. And then it's content. But if you're just going to sit home and be sad about it, then you out the content game.
I understand where Joe is coming from. If you're somebody who has ran content on me, who has brought people on specifically because they were beefing with me at the time, bro, you can't call my phone and start asking me, isn't this too much? Hey, bro, why you talking? Man, if you content, I'ma eat. That's how, right? Now, there are some people where, we have a truce. You don't talk about me, I don't talk about you. We acknowledge we don't like each other. There are people who I'm friends with, but even with those people, bruh, if my audience want me to discuss you, man, we're going to discuss you, okay? Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, agreed 100%. Flacco is right. Joe Budden is right. And I disagree with Math Hoffa. My expert opinion was brilliant. It was a good show. It should have been successful. It was successful. I think he just spent all the money on Chinese food and flying out, doing fancy shit, to be honest with you. Because there's no way you tell me with all those revenue streams you could have got from this show, you tell me you couldn't pay your clients, you couldn't pay the light bill, you couldn't pay, come on, man. It's too much. Anyway, Cloud Babies, my name is Tony Remy. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell button.